So good morning. I am trying. I'm trying to fake it, sisters. Because it's been a rough morning. But I want to come to you this Sunday morning and say thank God for life. Thank God for the small blessings that are really big blessings that we take for granted. And thank God that I'm here and that overall, generally speaking, without all the little ailments that we women that are close to 50 experience, I'm well. But I wanted to continue to talk about marriage. And I'm going to be brief. But what I wanted to really address today was what we do when we're dating and how we stop that once we're married or even maybe before. And then we expect to have the same passion or fire or excitement in the marriage. I listened to a sermon at a service that I attended last week, and it actually said the number one reason for I think for many divorces, no, not for divorces, sorry, for affairs, infidelity, was boredom, good old fashioned boredom. And I think that that's because you know how it is when you first started dating? Boy, I can remember it. When I first started dating my husband, we met at 16. We started really dating at 17. And it was on. I mean, we couldn't get enough of each other. He was all over me, so affectionate, always kissing me, always hugging me. I mean, we were on the phone all the time. There was nothing that he could do wrong. If something that happened, we seemed to get over it very quickly. We didn't hold too much resentment. We didn't hold too much things in for each other. And I mean, it was sweet. Those dating courtship years were sweet. So and I remember very clearly how it was. And unfortunately, we forget. And not only do we forget that as spouses, we need to remember what we did to get the spouse in the first place and try to continue on that vein. Because why? If that is what you got, or if your behavior or whatever it is what you did to get the spouse to begin with, why do you not think that because all of that lies in the overall scheme of why they were attracted to you and probably why the relationship became successful and even resulted in a marriage, it stands to reason that it's a good idea to remember to keep working at it and to keep doing at least some of what you were doing within the realm of reason to your spouse. And I think the words complacency, the phrase taking for granted, can all be used here to say that that's what we do. And we're all guilty of it. It's again, humans do what humans do. And one of the things that we are guilty of many times is, once we become accustomed to a situation and it's no longer new and it's no longer exciting, then, we tend to revert back to or pull back from doing a lot of the stuff that we would have done originally. And this stands true for marriage. And like I said, the number one reason for infidelity, remember what it was? Boredom. Why? We have forgotten our first love. We have stopped doing what we did to make that person feel special. We have stopped putting the energies, be it because of, life happens. We have kids, we have jobs, we have responsibilities, but whatever the reason may be, life gets the better of us. We neglect our spouses, we neglect ourselves, we neglect our marriage. So now what happens is we're not giving that spouse the attention. We're not making the effort. We have people talk about it all the time. Oh, make sure that you have a date night. Or make sure that you are intentional. And listen, I cannot say this enough. Everything we're trying to keep a marriage together has to be intentional because life happens, and if we just continue to operate in a haphazard manner, then stuff is going to get neglected. Things are going to fall away by the wayside. Things that we don't want to fall away, like the attention and the love and the affection that we need to give each other to ensure that our marriage remains one of excitement. No one wants to be in a boring place. We all need some type of passion in our lives to keep us going. Human beings, we operate a lot of emotion and feelings, even though we cannot let them control our lives. They do play a very, very important part in our lives. And we need to remember that as wives with our husbands and as husbands with our wives. So I just want to say, think about that, because what are some of the things you did when you guys were dating? Now, I'm keeping it real now. When you done, like, our age, you done been married 20 years or even 5 years, yeah, you get used to the person. We done passing gas in front of the person, belching. Could would say, man, he didn't know I could belch like that. Sorry, guys. But the gas is real. But, we get used, and there is a certain comfort in being accustomed to each other. And I think that can be a good thing. But then there's a danger in becoming too complacent and forgetting all the things we did, to really, really get us to the place where we even felt like, what, this is the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. And I'm going to tell you guys again, listen, love don't cut it, sweetie. Love don't cut it. So don't think just because you love your man or just because you love your woman, don't think, oh, well, because of that, everything's going to be hunky-dory. No, no, no. Marriage is just like anything in life. A job, a relationship with your kids, any organization you get involved with, the way you keep yourself. Whatever you put into the marriage, most times is what you're going to get out of it. So what do you have to put? You have to put 100%. And that comes in a lot of different ways. And one of the ways in which we can intentionally work toward bettering our marriage and keeping that passion, man, is we got to remember what we used to do. And it's little things. I'm not saying that you got to go and spend a lot of money, but, just a few examples. Like, okay, maybe be more intentional about displaying affection the way you used to. We all know when we first started seeing our person, how we used to be all over them, right? So, incorporate some more kissing, some more hugging, some holding hands. Just do a bit more of it. When your spouse comes home from work, don't even like, oh, whatever, he here, don't check. And I'm saying he because I'm a woman. Not that both sexes don't need to do that. But, greet him with a huge, big old kiss. Give him a hug. Just show him that you love him, that you appreciate him. Even sometimes, when he come home too, look good, women. We all remember how we used to dress up, how we used to look when we were first seeing our man, the effort that we used to put in. And now the man come home and how he look. And listen, that's another kettle of fish. So I'm not even going into that, but men are visual, women, wives, and you want to give them something good to look at because that's what you did in the beginning. So yes, it's not all about the exterior, but make an effort. Make an effort to fix yourself up. Make an effort. Just little things. Wear something nice. Don't be going to bed with t-shirt with holes and things, and don't be going to bed looking like something the cat dragged in. Make an effort. Be intentional. Give him some of what he used to look at when he first met you. Remember, just if you think, oh, well, I can, think about when you first met him. Think about when y'all were going on those dates. Think about the effort that you put into all of that, right? And you men, the same thing. Yeah, all of us have put on a couple of pounds, with the exception of my husband, who's extremely fit. But yes, most of us have put on a couple of pounds. So, yeah, you ain't looking like you were when you were 20 plus. However, you can make an effort, to keep yourself looking, to be well kept. Cut your hair on time, man. Put on some nice stuff, Don't look like you just come off the construction field when you just come out from outside. Make a little effort. Put on your cologne, smell nice. Just, all these little things, make an effort to have date night. Make an effort to go out, just the two of you. Make an effort to talk, just the two of you. Maybe plan a trip every so often. Whatever it is that gets you going or that used to get you going, try to recapture that. And don't ever stop trying, because you can't ever stop trying with a marriage. It's a process, it's a journey, it's not a destination. So you can't say, well, I've done enough. No such thing. Biggest lie ever. So, let's just continue to keep that at the forefront of our minds today as we enjoy our beautiful Sunday. Let's not neglect that spouse. Let's not do anything, because if you do nothing, that's what you're going to get out of your marriage. Nothing. So let's be intentional about displaying affection, about keeping the passion hot. I mean, get one negligee. I know sometimes you just don't feel like it, but man, one night, try, do a little something extra special for him, get that, eh? Recapture some of them young days, even though you may be moving a little slow and you can't bend the way you should, Improvise, compromise, visualize, be creative, be original. But just remember that one thing you can't be is complacent. And you cannot think that if you do not put this effort in to keep that spouse, the same effort that you put in to get him, the work doesn't stop when you get married. So I just want to say that, and I just want to wish you all an awesome Sunday. Love and light to you, my husbands and my wives, and let's do this, people. It ain't easy. It's not easy. But, God is with us. Let's follow what he says in his words. Wives, being submissive, our husbands being won by our conversation. Husbands, loving your wives like Christ loved the church. That's heavy. Let's remember what God teaches us in his word, on how to treat each other and how to treat our spouse, who should actually be getting the best of us, not the worst of us. We go out there and we put on a good face in public, and we give people the best of us. And then we come home, and the real us is revealed. And the spouse gets what I like to call the leftover you. So let's not do that, man. Let's not do that. So love and light to you all. Love and light. Awesome week. Keep it going.